Bruce Lee's daughter reveals the awful truth about him.
It gives you this sense of, internal strength, I think, which is like the most amazing part of it. More than the external strength, it's the internal strength.
Get ready to have your mind blown. Today we're diving into a revelation that will turn everything you thought you knew about Bruce Lee on its head. His daughter, Shannon Lee, is breaking her silence. And what she's revealing will shock you to the core. Was Bruce Lee the martial arts superhero we all admired? Or is there a hidden side to his story that's been kept in the shadows? From secret battles to untold stories, Shannon is opening up about the real Bruce Lee. You thought you knew him, but you had no idea. Buckle up, because we're about to uncover the awful truth about Bruce Lee, as told by the one person who knew him best. This is one video you cannot afford to miss. Before we delve into the specifics, let's explore the background that shaped his actions. Bruce Lee was born as Lee Junfan in 1940 in San Francisco, California, during his parents' tour of the US with a Cantonese opera company. His father, Lee Hoi Chuan, was a renowned opera singer and actor in Hong Kong. His mother, Grace Ho, hailed from a prosperous Eurasian family with roots in English, Chinese, and Dutch heritage. Only a few months after his birth, Bruce and his family returned to Hong Kong, where he spent his formative years. The Lee family enjoyed a comfortable life in Hong Kong, thanks to Lee Hoi Chuan's thriving career. Yet their circumstances took a severe turn during World War II when Hong Kong came under Japanese control from 1941 to 1945. The Lee family, like many others, endured severe hardships and scarcity during the occupation until Japan's surrender in 1945. After the war, as Hong Kong worked towards recovery, Lee's father resumed his career in opera. His fame provided the family certain advantages, including Bruce's admission to Sun School at age 12. However, Bruce found the academic environment challenging. His energetic and restless nature didn't mesh well with the school's expectations. After a few difficult years, his parents decided to move him to La Salle College and later to St. Francis Xavier's College, where they hoped he would find academic success. As a young teen, Bruce Lee often found himself in conflicts with local gangs. Concerned for his well-being, his parents thought he needed a firm hand and introduced him to Wing Chun Kung Fu taught by the esteemed master Yip Man. Bruce embraced martial arts with vigor, although his mixed heritage nearly halted his training from the start. At that time, it was common for Chinese masters to teach only those of pure Chinese descent. Bruce was only accepted into the class after a friend spoke on his behalf. Bruce's mixed ancestry became a problem again later during his training, as some students were reluctant to train with someone of part Caucasian descent. Despite these challenges, Bruce continued his lessons in private sessions with Yip Man and a select few, quickly mastering the skills. By 18, he was outmatching competitors in significant Hong Kong boxing tournaments. Despite his success in competitions, his street fights were a constant source of worry for his parents. Following a particularly fierce fight with a gang rival, his parents made the difficult decision to send him to the United States just shy of his 19th birthday. They hoped he would find better prospects and steer clear of legal troubles. Bruce initially moved to San Francisco, where his sister Agnes and other relatives had already settled before moving to Seattle to complete his high school education. Over the ensuing years, Bruce Lee dedicated himself to his education and martial arts, residing with friends and taking on various jobs in Seattle. He began teaching a unique form of Wing Chun that included elements from other martial arts he had learned. Among his early students were Jesse Glover, who would become his assistant instructor, and several judo enthusiasts introduced to him by his friend and mentor James Yim Lee. By 1961, Lee had opened his own martial arts school in Seattle and was studying philosophy and drama at the University of Washington. However, his commitment to teaching martial arts and evolving his own techniques, which would later be known as Jeet Kune Do, led him to drop out of university. In 1964, Bruce Lee showcased his martial arts prowess at the Long Beach International Karate Championships, where he demonstrated his now legendary one-inch punch. During this demonstration, Lee stood merely an inch away from volunteer Bob Baker and unleashed a potent punch that knocked Baker back into a chair, leaving him so sore that he was unable to work for the next few days. In a pivotal battle in San Francisco's Chinatown, Bruce Lee defeated Wong Jack Man, challenging norms by teaching martial arts to non-Chinese students, which showcased his inclusive philosophy and expertise. By the mid-60s, Lee's martial arts mastery and Jeet Kune Do philosophy attracted Hollywood's attention, leading to his iconic role as Kato in The Green Hornet in 1966, introducing American audiences to Hong Kong martial arts. His insistence on authentic Wing Chun techniques and his collaboration with stuntman Gene LaBelle highlighted his commitment to martial authenticity. After the show ended, Lee faced professional uncertainty, but founded the Junfan Gung Fu Institute, developing Jeet Kune Do, a fusion of various martial arts principles emphasizing adaptability and physical conditioning. This period marked the beginning of Lee's rise to stardom and laid the groundwork for his enduring legacy in martial arts and cinema. Bruce Lee, navigating Hollywood's landscape, connected with influential figures like screenwriter Sterling Siliphant, who was instrumental in Lee's early career, securing him roles as a fight choreographer and actor. His innovative martial arts choreography was featured in 1969's Marlowe and The Wrecking Crew, alongside TV appearances. Despite his talents, racial stereotypes in the industry limited his opportunities for leading roles. Collaborating with Siliphant and James Coburn on the Silent Flute script, Lee honed his filmmaking skills, though the project remained unproduced. Encouraged by producer Fred Weintraub in 1971 to seek opportunities in Hong Kong, Lee discovered his fame as Kato from The Green Hornet, propelling him to sign with Golden Harvest. His leading role in The Big Boss showcased his martial arts skill and philosophical depth, breaking box office records in Asia and catapulting him to stardom. Lee's follow-up, The Fist of Fury, depicted him as a martial arts student seeking vengeance, combining intense action, narrative depth, and Lee's own stunts, further establishing him as a box office sensation and a pioneering figure in martial arts cinema. In 1972, The Way of the Dragon marked Bruce Lee's full creative control, featuring his iconic duel with Chuck Norris, melding martial arts with deep storytelling. This film, Lee's most successful, established him as a martial arts legend. Following this, Lee's venture with Concord Production Inc. led to Enter the Dragon, 1973, his Hollywood debut and the first major kung fu film produced by Warner Brothers. Portraying a Shaolin monk on a covert mission, the film became a global hit, earning over $90 million and igniting a worldwide kung fu craze, further cementing Lee's legacy. Enjoyed our video? Please hit the like button. Your likes help our content reach more people on YouTube. However, the zenith of his career was marked by tragedy when Lee passed away at the age of 32, just days before the premiere of Enter the Dragon. Despite his brief career, Lee's impact was profound, introducing Chinese martial arts cinema to a global audience and innovating film choreography with new camera techniques and narrative depth. His philosophical insights, coupled with his martial arts prowess, left a lasting legacy. Lee's influence persisted posthumously, as seen in the release of Game of Death in 1978, which utilized unfinished material he had filmed, supplemented by stand-ins and creative editing. In the decades following his death, Lee's martial arts philosophy and his thoughts on personal development garnered renewed interest, influencing not just martial artists, but a broader audience. His work bridged the cinematic worlds of Hong Kong and Hollywood, laying the groundwork for future stars and forever changing the landscape of action cinema. On a personal front, while at the University of Washington, Lee met Linda Emery, and despite the challenges posed by laws against interracial marriage at the time, they married secretly in 1964. They had 2 children, Brandon and Shannon. Despite his loving family life, Lee, like any individual, faced personal challenges, including infidelity. Linda heard rumors of his extramarital relationships, but chose to focus on their relationship rather than the gossip. On the day of Lee's death, he was with actress Betty Ting Pei, which sparked widespread speculation. Nevertheless, Linda publicly defended her husband's memory, emphasizing the depth of their relationship beyond the sensationalism, illustrating the complexity of their partnership amidst the challenges they faced. Linda's world was shattered by Bruce's unexpected death in 1973, attributed to an allergic reaction. Despite her profound loss, she dedicated herself to preserving his legacy, promoting Jeet Kune Do and overseeing his estate. In 1975, she authored an intimate biography of Bruce, laying the groundwork for the 1993 movie Dragon: The Bruce Lee Story. Their son, Brandon, showed an early affinity for martial arts, learning from his father and being a fixture on his film sets. Aspiring to emulate Bruce, Brandon pursued an acting career, but his life was cut tragically short at 28 by a prop gun accident on the set of The Crow, a fate eerily reminiscent of his father's premature departure. Shannon, merely 4 at the time of her father's death, sought connection through Jeet Kune Do, studying under Bruce's disciples. Initially gravitating towards acting, she later embraced martial arts more fully, spearheading the Bruce Lee Foundation, continuing to champion her father's philosophy and martial arts legacy. With Linda now retired, Shannon, alongside her mother, remains dedicated to presenting Bruce Lee not just as a cinematic and martial arts icon, but as a man of deep thought, compassion, and familial devotion. The Foundation welcomes new generations of fans, drawn not only to Bruce Lee's cinematic prowess and martial arts mastery, but also to his philosophical insights and the warmth of his personal life. This enduring effort counters the tragedy of his early loss, ensuring that Bruce's influence extends far beyond his filmography. Bruce Lee's death has spurred countless theories and speculations. Shannon, in her stewardship of his legacy, endeavors to clarify the truth of her father's untimely death. At his zenith in 1973, Bruce Lee collapsed at Betty Ting Pei's residence in Hong Kong after consuming a painkiller, leading to his death from cerebral edema. This tragedy has since been the subject of intense scrutiny and conjecture, with Shannon and the Lee family working to honor his memory while addressing the myriad myths surrounding his passing. The untimely death of Bruce Lee, a towering figure in his prime, immediately ignited a whirlwind of speculation and rumor. Stories of illicit romances, substance misuse, vendettas, and even ancient family curses proliferated, casting a shadow over Lee's legacy with sensational claims. Linda Lee, his widow, found herself in the unenviable position of having to counter salacious narratives that sought to undermine her husband's reputation. Enjoyed our video? Please hit the like button. Your likes help our content reach more people on YouTube. For Shannon Lee, who was only 4 years old at her father's passing, safeguarding his legacy has been a lifelong commitment. Initial misinformation from producer Raymond Chow, who claimed Bruce was with Linda on the night of his death, only fueled further speculation when it emerged that Bruce had actually been with actress Betty Ting Pei. This revelation led to rampant speculation about the nature of their relationship and even threats against Ting Pei, despite a lack of evidence to suggest they were romantically involved. Compounding the tragedy were allegations of drug overdose and spurred by the discovery of cannabis in Lee's system. Despite medical testimony discounting these substances as the cause of his death, rumors persisted, implicating harder drugs and further tarnishing Lee's image. At the heart of the tragedy was an allergic reaction to a painkiller, overshadowed by rampant conspiracy theories. These ranged from accusations against Ting Pei, suggesting she was a hit woman for the triads, to theories implicating Raymond Chow in a plot to gain control of their joint business ventures. Furthermore, some posited a curse afflicting the Lee family, linking the premature deaths of Bruce and his son Brandon to supernatural forces. Despite the clear evidence to the contrary in Brandon's case, Shannon Lee finds it challenging to maintain her father Bruce Lee's legacy amidst persistent rumors and conspiracy theories about his death, even decades later. As the sole executor of his estate, she is committed to preserving his image and introducing his philosophy and martial arts prowess to new generations. Shannon vehemently denies the sensational rumors surrounding her father's unexpected death, choosing to remember him for his dynamic presence, his dedication, and his significant contributions to martial arts. Rather than dwelling on conspiracy theories, she focuses on sharing Bruce Lee's teachings, which she views as a valuable legacy for the world. Breaking years of silence in a recent tell-all interview, Shannon discussed how her father's innovative spirit and strong philosophical beliefs guided his life. She emphasized that Bruce Lee cultivated his mind as rigorously as his body, which she believes is why he symbolizes immense human potential. However, she expressed frustration with those in the film industry, particularly director Quentin Tarantino, who she feels misrepresented her father in the film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by depicting him as arrogant and easily defeated in a fight, mischaracterizations that contradict Bruce Lee's real-life prowess and demean his legacy. Shannon also addressed and refuted the negative portrayals linking Bruce Lee to criminal activities and drug use, asserting that his death was due to an allergic reaction to pain medication, not the sensationalized causes propagated by some media outlets. She stressed that such misrepresentations are not only inaccurate, but deeply hurtful to her family. Determined to correct these misconceptions, Shannon continues to champion her father's true spirit, focusing on his philosophy, martial arts mastery, and the inspiration he still provides. As the custodian of his narrative, she is dedicated to ensuring Bruce Lee is remembered for his true accomplishments and enduring influence on martial arts and beyond. As we wrap up this eye-opening journey into the life of Bruce Lee, as revealed by his daughter Shannon, it's clear that the legend of Bruce Lee isn't just about his kicks and punches. It's a story of resilience, of breaking barriers, and of a philosophy that transcends martial arts itself. Shannon Lee has peeled back layers of mystery to reveal the human side of her father, reminding us that behind the legend was a man of deep thought, immense dedication, and, like all of us, complexities and challenges. The life of Bruce Lee teaches us that greatness comes with its own set of battles, both in the limelight and in the shadows. It's a reminder that our heroes are human, facing struggles we can relate to and overcome. With the same spirit of determination and integrity, now we turn the floor over to you. Are you moved by the revelations about Bruce Lee? Do you see him in a new light? Please, share your thoughts and hit us with a B in the comments if you're a fan of Bruce Lee's enduring legacy. And if you found today's video as shocking and enlightening as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Iconic Inside for more deep dives into the lives of your favorite icons. Your support helps us bring these untold stories to light, exploring the truths that make our heroes truly iconic. Until next time, keep seeking the truth behind the legend.